I was so excited about this movie that I'd been humming the Jurassic Park theme song all day. Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be telling you my thoughts on Jurassic World, the fourth installment in the Jurassic Park franchise. Yes, guys, I'm very excited that the dinosaurs are back on the big screen. Unfortunately, we don't have any of the original cast members in this movie. Well, maybe except for one. I'll get to that one later. And with that being said, let us begin. What did I think of this movie? First of all, we start the movie off with these two kids who are going to Jurassic World to meet their aunt. Yes, the two kids in the movie are actually not as bad as I thought they were going to be. I thought they were actually pretty, they were alright. I'm not going to say they were the best, most entertaining kids of the franchise, but they weren't. They'll probably be forgettable now thinking about it a little bit more. But yeah, they didn't bother me too much. They were just there. Yeah, they had their moments. I remember one moment, anyways, that made me laugh. So they weren't too bad. Yeah. We also got Bryce Dallas Howard playing their aunt. And she is now the woman in charge, it seems like. She's the one running the park. And she's doing an okay job until she kind of screws up on something because they decided, and with her, you know, overlooking everything, they created a hybrid species of a Tyrannosaurus Rex and a Raptor, merge them together and call them the Indominus Rex or something like that. I think it was Indominus Rex. Indominus Rex? I don't know. But anyways, whatever it was supposed to be an easy name for, people to remember. But clearly, I'm having trouble remembering the name. So, yeah, they create a new hybrid species. And that's, the plot of the movie. Obviously, there's a little subplot with her trying to reconnect with her nephews, but the island. So it's not a complex story like the first two films. But I'll say it is a more enjoyable story than the third film. Chris Pratt is our hero in this movie, and he is pretty badass at times. No, Chris Pratt is badass all the time throughout this entire movie. He has a lot of funny moments too, so don't worry if you're a huge Chris Pratt fan and you wanted to, get what you got in Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy, you're gonna get that. But it seems like they did tone him down a little bit on this one to give him more badass edge, especially when he controls his raptors. The raptors are more like, not pets, but like he's kind of like the zookeeper who trains them, like a circus act in a way, but without the circus. It's more to keep the raptors under control, and see if they can do that. And he does. I was worried going into this movie thinking that this could come off a little bit cheesy, no? And no, they actually handled that part of the film pretty well. I actually bought into it, what was going on, and by the end of the movie you even feel bad for the raptors, which I'm not going to spoil. I probably did, but maybe not. We also got Dr. Henry Wu, who returns from the original film. If you remember, there was a scientist in the original movie that was the one that created the dinosaurs, and he actually returned in this movie in a more sinister role, and which I found a little odd because he didn't appear that way in the original film. But it didn't bother me too much, only a little bit, but other than that, it was alright. We also get a whole bunch of other characters, some that I don't really care too much about at the end of the day and are pretty forgettable. One of them was played by the actor who played Kingpin in the recent Daredevil Netflix series, and whose name is escaping me right now. His character, I would say, is probably my least favorite in this movie, mostly because of how idiotic and dumb the character was. I hated the character, and I think that was the point of what they wanted to get, but Like, all his decision makings were something that didn't make sense to me. And yeah, it was just a character I could have left out of the movie and I would have been okay with that. I think I would have been much more happier without that kind of a character. You know, the dinosaurs, we all come to Jurassic Park for the dinosaurs, and the movie delivers on that aspect. Every dinosaur that's in the movie gets its time to shine. All the ones you see in the trailer, plus all the ones you don't. I was worried about the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I was kind of right that the Tyrannosaurus doesn't have a huge role in this one like he did in the first two movies. And at one point, I was worried that the Tyrannosaurus was going to be just leftover fodder in this movie. He wasn't going to do much. And I will say, when the Tyrannosaurus does show up on screen, you will be pleasantly surprised. It was probably my favorite part in the movie when the Tyrannosaurus finally showed up. And yeah, so if you're worried about the Tyrannosaurus and the Raptors not getting enough attention, the Raptors get more than enough attention. I think even in the third movie, they focused on the Raptors a lot. And they have a couple of new dinosaurs. They don't focus too much on those dinosaurs too much as usual. They focus mostly on the Raptors and on the new hybrid dinosaur that's running amok. So, guys, I'm going to wrap this up and I'm going to say I am giving this movie a 7 out of 10. I thought it was pretty enjoyable. I enjoyed it a lot. I had a good time watching it. I laughed at some of the jokes. There were some jokes there that weren't, I guess, what they were going for. It didn't hit with me. But for the most part, most of the jokes did work. And it was a fun movie. It was very different from the original. If you're going in hoping for something like what the original film gave to you, you're not going to get that. You're going to get something, maybe the movie didn't feel anything at all like any of the Jurassic Park films. This was a very big departure, something different, but they tried to get you to be awed and inspired again, which is funny because that's kind of like the little message in the movie is that, you know, we all have this great technology before us and we all get bored at what's being thrown at us once in a while, you know, and I think that's kind of a cool little message about today's audiences. Even when you go to the movies, people aren't impressed anymore by films, and sometimes there are some really good films to be, you know, impressed by. And I wouldn't say this is going to wow you in any way, especially like the original Jurassic Park, but this definitely is a love letter to the original film in a lot of ways. And yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by it. I enjoyed myself. I was anticipating it. It was like my top, I think it was my third most anticipated film of 2015. And even though it didn't hit the way I wanted it to, it was satisfying. So I think you'll have a good time if you go and check this out. Just don't expect it to be as good as the original. As for me, I felt that this was maybe my third favorite. I didn't think it was as good as The Lost World, but I know a lot of people don't like The Lost World out there for some reason. I love The Lost World, Jurassic Park, and I didn't feel it was as good as that, but I did feel it was better than Jurassic Park 3. So this is a much better sequel than that movie. And with that being said, guys, that's it. Go and check out the film. It's a fun film. If you love the Jurassic Park franchise, give this a chance. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So, take care, guys. Hey everybody, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel or click on some of these other videos down here that might interest you, that are kind of related to this video. So, yeah.